Please be seated. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join together this man and this woman in holy matrimony. You hear these words at the start of almost every wedding. They're sacred words, words invested with joy, meaning. It starts with dearly beloved. That's you. That's you. That's you. That's you. Sonja Commendatore. You are dearly beloved. To them, of their best memories together. This place is where they spent Valentine's Day, birthday, many a new year. And now they are here to create one of the most precious memories of their lives, and you are all a part of it in a very real sense. Please rise. Joe and Sonja ask that you greet your neighbor and take a moment to take in the beautiful surroundings. I'd like you all to please join hands. And I ask you, dearly beloved, do you promise that from this day forward, you will nourish the union Joe and Sonja are creating? Answer with a loud voice, we will. We will. And if they fall on hard times and call on you in need, will you lift them up? We will. And if they argue and call on you for spiritual guidance, will you remind them of the sacred vows they take today? We will. If you bless this new family with all your hearts, let Joe and Sonja hear you shout, we will! We will! All right, then let's get this wedding started. I love you. I think to myself, wow, how did 7 years go by so fast? It seems just like yesterday when I was selling passive electronic components to you at GET Manufacturing. Isn't it funny? They say the best place to meet your wife is work or church. Well, since I'm a workaholic, I guess it's no wonder we met at work. I can still hear Andy, my boss from Eric Electronics. Dude, you were going to marry that girl. I can tell what you're talking about. I used to pass it off like, whatever, she's cool. The truth of it is, I really liked you right from the very first time we met. I love talking to you. I like that you truly supported me at all levels of life, whether it was work, friends, family, or sharing our dreams. Just so easy. Felt so right. I can't put my finger on the exact moment I first fell in love with you. Because there were so many times I fell in love with you again and again and again. There was the time we went to Lake Tahoe for the first time together. We stayed with my brother and Chrissy. I'd forgotten my shoes under the bed. We were in the car driving away. I said, shit, I forgot my shoes under the bed. Shoot. I said, shoot? I forgot my shoes under the bed. He looked at me calmly and said, I got it, babe. Small as that may seem, it was huge to me. I said to myself, nice. I love this girl. Then there was the time when I first took you wakeboarding in early spring. It was snowing out. The water was straight snow melt. Your turn came, you looked at me and said, okay, how do I do it? You weren't fazed one bit by the 45-degree water or the snow falling. Yeah, you made a few screeches and screams, adjusting to the cold water, which toughed it out. You stayed in and tried to get up for a long time. In fact, I had to pull you out of the water so everyone else could get a try. I remember looking at Amber saying, I love this girl. She's a trooper. Even though she didn't get up, she tried really hard. Well, there's your food. Man, your recipes always make me feel better when I'm sick. It's amazing. If I have a cold and I eat your soup, I get better within like 24 hours. Put in some magical spices or something. Some of my favorite foods you cook are your chicken soup. You have like 8 soups. Your tomato with onion soup is killer too. It's so good. I love your pork chops with green salsa. I don't know what it's called, but it's awesome. I really love you, girl. Or there's all the little things you do. I would be out of shaving razors and use the last one for way too long. Then one day, I'd have new razors. Or, pow, a toothbrush. Or, shippity ship ship, shampoo. Or, new soap. Hey. You took care of me. And you kept me clean. Every time I found one of these new items, it was like I found a hidden gem. I'd say, man, I'm so lucky. And start to whistle and sing. Now here's a... but just as precious. Okay, amor. I remember the first time I met you. I was about to cancel our meeting, and just as I was telling my receptionist to let you know I was just pulled into another meeting, quote unquote, I saw you walking. Wow. It was after Memorial Day, and honestly, I was tired and not in the mood to hear from yet another sales guy as to where I needed to buy my passive components from. You walked in, and I walked you right into my conference room. I like that. Come on, little pie. Walk right into my way. We talked for 2 hours. It had nothing to do with electronics. I kept thinking to myself, I've been in this industry for 7 years. I have never met anyone as hot as you. Lord, it's interesting. Before you, I prayed I would meet an honest guy with a good heart, a man who was ready for something more. My prayers were answered when you walked through those doors. You're a good man. Not only are you faithful to me, but your family, your friends, everything you believe in. I fell in love with you right away, and I knew for a fact that I was in love when you took me to your Christmas party, and we both got down to the Grease Mega Mix. And anyone who knows me, I love to boogie, and you were right there with me, shaking a leg. You also put up with my singing in the car when I'm in full-blown concert mode. Right about the 15th encore, you kindly ask me to please change the CD. And then I'm off to my next concert. Joe, you've taught me so many things. You brought out the adventurous side of me. You were the reason I am able to snowboard down this mountain we stand before. I love you for many reasons. One of them is you remind me of my dad. Like him, you were such a hard worker. I know you are as dedicated to me as you will one day be to our children. I know with you I will always be protected and have you to hold my hand in my happiness, fears, or sadness. I love you, baby, and I am excited to be your wife. Monieka. Joe and Sonja wanted to incorporate into their ceremony traditions from their heritage. For his part, Joe is carrying in his pocket a piece of iron. This is a very old Italian tradition. The iron is said to ward off any evil or jealous spirits who would try to spoil this couple's happiness. In honor of Sonja's Mexican heritage, the groom is presenting her with the Aras. These 13 coins are a symbol of his perfect trust and confidence in her, for he is placing all of his earthly goods into her care and safekeeping. Acceptance by the bride means taking that trust and confidence with total dedication and prudence, promising never to abuse it. Now please give your attention to Sylvia, who will give us a reading. Sylvia, please take the microphone.
The love of God is an example for your devotion, and you're not left without guidance concerning the meaning of that love, because God is love and love is all. A wedding ceremony is a perfect place to read from Corinthians. This is what God said love is. Love is patient and kind, knows no jealousy, gives itself no false airs or false pride, never irritated, never resentful. Love is neither glad when others go wrong or become hurt. Love is guided by goodness, always eager to believe the best, always hopeful. Remember, anything beautiful you have came from God. In the beginning, God gave us free will and our identity to walk this earth. Don't ever change each other, because if you do, you will lose exactly what you fell in love with. So each day, try to find one more thing that is beautiful in your soulmate, and each day know that the next day will be more beautiful than the one before. As long as you're doing this, you are seeking beauty, joy, and love in each other. Love never fails, and the greatest gift from God is love. May He always look at you and smile, and may your marriage be blessed.
Thank you, sir. Half of all marriages in America end in divorce. It's a horrible thing for a minister to say at a wedding, isn't it? And they tracked those couples over many years, and they found out two remarkable things. First, they found out that all couples argue the same amount. All couples get angry the same amount. And all couples argue about the same things. The one about the money, the one about raising the kids, the one about her evil friend, or him staying out too late with the guys, the one about him always leaving his stinky socks on the floor instead of laundry everywhere they belong. Second, doomed couples use contempt, sarcasm, stonewalling. They relentlessly escalate the conflict. Nothing one person says influences the other person one bit. It's attack, defend, attack, defend. It just gets worse and worse. Will you let me finish? Well, you always have to have the last word. Oh, you sound just like my mother. Oh, now I'm your mother, huh? Ah, yeah. Escalation. Contempt. The happy, successful couples are the ones who have all the same arguments, but in respectable, constructive ways. They get angry, but they hear each other's anger, and they respond. Will you shut up and let me finish? Okay, finish! Angry, right? But the person got to finish. The best couples, constant reassurance of love, so the other person doesn't get put on the defensive. The other person's heart rate stays low. And as a result, there's a lot more listening, a lot more responding. If things get too hot, they take a break. The best couples know that it's not enough to say, honey, or sweetheart, like it's a magic word. Honey, your socks. Instead, it's more like, hey, handsome. Hey, I know you were tired last night. You forgot something underneath the coffee table. I'll give you a hint. They're very smelly, and I'm worried about they might melt the carpet. I love you. Yeah, I know. I know from personal experience, this stuff is easy to talk about and it's hard to do. Marriage would be a breeze if it was just for better, in health, and for richer, without all that other stuff. You're gonna slip up. We all do. You're gonna lose your tempers. You're gonna get angry and it's gonna get ugly. But today, you are pledging that each teams will share each other's pain and burdens and seek to ease it and make your spirits grow in this union. That you will look away from what you don't have and always look towards what you do have together. For now you will feel no rain. For each one of you will be the shelter for the other. Now you will feel no cold, for you will be warmth for one another. Now there will be no loneliness, for each of you will be companion to the other. Now you are two persons, but you have but one life ahead of you. As you strive to make real these ideals which give meaning to this ceremony and the institution of marriage. Now Joe and Sonja will read their personal vows. You first. Go ahead.
Can everybody hear me? Alright. Monique, I love you so much. You're the only girl I can marry. There's no other girl on this planet that can do what you do for me. You let me be me, and you let me do the things that I love to do. But you put your foot down and kick me in the butt when I need it. You know how to handle me and make me a better person every day. You've made me much more patient, and God knows I need to be more patient. I would do anything for you. I would protect you, care for you, guide you, hold you, comfort you, listen to you, cry to you, cry with you, and be silly with you. I want to live the rest of my life with you. I want to raise a family with you. Today I pledge not only my love for you, but my life, my heart, and my soul. I love you.
Baby, I love you. And I'm happy that this stays happy here. That you're your wife. You've been my best friend. Most important, you're the love of my life, and you make me happier than I could ever imagine, and more loved than I ever thought possible. You've made me a better person. Our love for one another is reflected in the way I live my life. So I am truly blessed to be part of your life, which as today becomes our life together.
Take you, Sonja,
Take you, Sonja,
to be my lawfully wedded wife,
to be my lawfully wedded wife,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
to love, honor, and keep, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, for richer or poorer, for as long as we both shall live. Sonja, please repeat after me. I, Sonja, take you, Joe, to be my lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
to love, honor, and obey,
to love, honor, and obey,
for better or for worse,
for better or for worse,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
for richer or for poorer,
for richer or for poor,
for as long as we both shall live.
for as long as we both shall live.
Then by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you man and wife. Joe, you may kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Joe and Sister
Together